Hey everybody, it's Joe, Passion Unchained. Just got back from Denver. I'm going to talk about that trip a little bit, and I'm going to talk about something that I clarified for my client. My client had this idea when it comes to a specific type of photo on Tinder that I think a lot of people misunderstand. And I want to clarify that for you so you know when to use this specific type of photo and when not to. Hold for the logo. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Joe Passion Unchained here. Let's dive right into it. I just came back from Denver. I'm going to put some video behind or replacing my face of the awesome scenery, the gorgeousness that is downtown Denver and the surrounding area on the drive back to the airport. It was a fun time. I enjoyed Denver, and the time with my client was freaking awesome. He was a cool dude, fun guy, and I enjoyed spending time with him. He's probably going to watch this, so shout out to you. I'm excited to show you your photos and to see what kind of results they get on dating apps. We talked about something. He showed me a photo. He showed me a photo of another guy who had a six-pack, was pretty muscular, and he took a mirror selfie. And he said, this guy's getting a bunch of matches. I want you to teach me how to do a mirror selfie so that I can get a bunch of matches too. Now, this is something that a lot of people, so there's two camps. There's the camp of this guy, which is like, well, mirror selfies seem to do a good job. I want to do a mirror selfie. And then there's the camp, which I think is a bit more common, which is, why the hell would I do a mirror selfie? Mirror selfies, nobody likes them at all. The truth is actually different. The truth is not either of those. It's in the middle. The truth is that mirror selfies will work depending on your physique. If you have an elite physique, a mirror selfie will get you matches. It's not maximizing your matches, but it will get you matches, and it will get you more matches than without it. But if you have anything other than an elite physique, you should not use one. And this is similar to my should you do a shirtless photo a video I did a while ago. It still gets a lot of matches. This is, I guess, should you do a mirror selfie video? And the answer is, for most people, no. My criteria is if you have a six-pack and if you're muscular. I have a couple friends who are what you would call ectomorphs. They are very tall, very thin, and it's very hard. They're very strong, but it's very hard for them to gain muscle. I'm blessed. I have great muscle building genetics. I'm strong, but I'm not as strong as a lot of people with this physique. You know, I look. My friend who is very thin and very tall is not quite as strong as me, but he's not that far off. But he has so much less muscle. I just grow muscle easily, so I'm very grateful. I have a bodybuilder's physique or a powerlifter's physique. And it's very easy for me to gain muscle even if I'm not gaining a ton of strength. But he has a six-pack because he's very, very lean, but it's barely any muscle. Like, he's very, very thin. And I would say that's not an elite physique. Six-pack is not enough. You need to have a good amount of muscle mass. And I'm just being honest here. I think it's unhealthy and unfair that there's a lot of advice out there that just is like, oh yeah, you're fine, dude. Like, you're amazing. And it's like, okay, you can get a lot of matches. You can have an awesome sex life without an elite physique. I'm not saying that if you don't have an elite physique, you're screwed. But I think it's horrible for me to be telling you that it doesn't matter, because it does matter. It does help. And you would be better off having an elite physique than not having an elite physique. And if I say anything else than that, I'm lying. Now, again, to clarify, if you don't have an elite physique, you can still get a lot of matches. You can still build the love life that you love. I know a lot of people who are not, who are overweight and who get a lot of girls because they compensate for it in other ways. That's a strategy. I talked about in another video why it's important to rely on passive traits rather than active traits. And I'll just say it quickly here, and then I'll go into the conclusion of this video. The reason why I suggest guys go focus more so on physical attributes is because if you with girls focus on passive traits, which are traits that you need some work up front, but once you've achieved them, it's not it's not a lot of maintenance. So like physique is a good one, where if you've achieved the physique, sure, you can't just let it go, but you have a good physique, you have good fashion, you have good appearance, you're looks maxing yourself. You can go out and you're attracting girls without having to concentrate on it. If you're doing text game or any other kind of game, as guys say, then that's something you constantly have to pay attention to. And the moment you're not trying to be funny or trying to be persuasive or trying to be seductive, you no longer get the benefit of that. You only get the benefit if you're actively doing it. Kind of like reading versus watching TV. If you want to be entertained and you watch TV, the moment you stop trying, you're still getting that entertainment. It's playing for you. You can just passively receive the entertainment. But if you're reading, now I love reading, so this is not the best analogy, but if you're reading, then the moment you stop trying to read, you're no longer getting entertainment. And this is similar when it comes to attractiveness. If you have passive traits like looks maxing, then the moment you stop trying, you're still getting the benefit of that. But when it comes to things like humor or things like game of any sort, the moment you stop trying, you're no longer getting the benefit. And that doesn't mean don't do those things. That doesn't mean don't develop a humor or don't develop a fun way to tease girls. I think that's important, but I wouldn't rely on that as the main bit. Because when I date girls, I want to date girls in a way that I can just sit back and relax and enjoy my relationship with them and enjoy sex with them, enjoy the chemistry with them without continually trying. So that's why I suggest looks maxing as a main way to get girls. And when it comes back to the main topic we're talking about is mirror selfies. Should you do a mirror selfie? If you have an elite or very good physique, which is high muscle and low fat, then go ahead and do it. I personally let myself go a little bit. I've gained some fat. I've also gained some muscle. I'm kind of in a bulking phase because, not necessarily because it's what I wanted, but because it was very, very hard for me to lose fat. And so I kind of wimped out, to be honest. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to eat a lot of protein, but I'm also going to just eat what I want a little bit. And so I have gained a significant amount of fat, and I'm no longer lean enough to show abs right now. So, I mean, I look great with clothes on, but you take my shirt off and it's puffier than it used to be, which isn't bad. I mean, I'm still attractive, but I'm not attractive enough to have a mirrorless shirt, a mirror selfie with my shirt off on my profile. It will not help me. So I wouldn't even tell myself to take my shirt off and put it on a profile. I used to be lean enough and muscly enough, and I'm not anymore. So that's my advice. And in conclusion, there's a really great way I said it to him. It took me a little bit to get to this on the day of in Denver when we were talking about this, but a mirror selfie works because it is not because it is a good photo, but because it is a shit photo of an elite physique. It's not the photo that does it, it's the physique that does it. And if you do not have an elite physique, then it's a shit photo of a meh physique, and that's not going to help you, right? If you take a guy with a mirror selfie that looks great, that guy would do even better if he was, say, paddleboarding without a shirt, or having a good gym photo without a shirt, or you up the quality of the photo and he's getting even more matches. He's actually leaving matches on the table. The only reason why this proverbial guy, this hypothetical guy who has an elite physique with a mirror selfie with his shirt off is getting matches, it's not because of the mirror selfie. It's because he has a physique and he's showing it. So I hope this cleared things up for you. And I do want to talk more about this because it is something that differentiates my advice from other people's. Not everybody, but most people out there say do not do anything shirtless, and that's because they don't look into the nuance. They don't actually look at the data. They're only looking at what is PC to say, what is okay to say, what is a nice thing to tell people, because there's this stigma of caring too much about looks because it's shallow. And I think that's complete and utter fucking bullshit, because if you have a good physique, it shows several things about yourself. It shows that you have discipline. It shows you care about your health. It shows you care about how you look, which means you're serious about your improvement and you're serious about yourself. There are people who are conceited and vain, sure, and that's not a good quality. But there are a lot of people like me who care about my looks, care about how I present myself. As you can see, I got accessories. I have a good fitting shirt. You don't see much of it, but you can still see it's good fitting. I groom myself. I just trimmed my beard this morning, actually. I care a lot about my physique and my grooming and my fashion, and that does not have to mean I'm vain or shallow. In fact, I would say I'm not, and I'm not just saying that other people say I'm not. And I think that girls look at that and they might, it might be politically correct for them to say like, oh, I don't care too much about looks. But when you forget about the words and you look at the actions, guys and girls go for others that in general that are more physically attractive because of the traits that it means. If I have abs, it means I'm disciplined as fuck. It means I'm active. It means I'm healthy. It doesn't mean that I'm shallow necessarily. It means that I have discipline. I'm healthy. I care about myself. And those are all awesome qualities. So don't be ashamed to care about your looks. That's a whole nother video topic in itself. And that's another thing I want to get into because I think that would help you a lot. Real quick, I want to share that I am a dating profile photographer. I do help guys get girls by taking awesome kick-ass dating profile photos. I'll leave a link in the description below. Those of you who've watched my channel before know a lot more about what I do. I don't want to go too deep into it. There's a lot on my website, so if you're curious about some of the work I've done and how the photo shoots work and what else is included, because I have a lot of digital extras, style stuff, some style guides, and how to swipe, like what to do with your photos when you put them up. That's all included with the photo shoots. It's all detailed on my website. So go ahead and link the description below. Check that out. I've helped over 100 guys in over 20 cities. They fly me out, and sometimes they fly here in Austin. But no matter where you are in the world, I'm actually going to Toronto sometime in the next few months for a photo shoot. I've gotten inquiries from around the world, so I'm starting to expand worldwide now. So, some guy from the UK just hit me up recently. So I wish you the best. I'm excited. And until next time, folks.